The year was 1881. In the heart of Germany, a young boy named Hans Wilsdorf found himself alone. At just 12 years old, he had lost both his parents. Life had dealt him a harsh blow, leaving him orphaned and adrift in a vast, uncaring world. Hans was sent to live with his uncle. His uncle, a successful businessman, had little time for the young orphan. Hans felt lost and isolated. He yearned for a family, a place to belong. School offered little comfort. Hans struggled to concentrate on his studies. His mind often wandered, lost in dreams of a brighter future. He would sit at his desk, sketching in his notebooks. But these were no ordinary sketches. Hans drew detailed designs of gears and springs, of dials and hands. He was fascinated by the intricate mechanisms of timepieces. Hans's fascination with watches was more than just a fleeting childhood interest. It became his refuge, a beacon of hope in a world that had been harsh and unkind. As he drew his designs, he envisioned himself not as an orphan, but as a skilled artisan, crafting intricate mechanisms that could capture the essence of time. One day, his uncle stumbled upon Hans's sketches. To Hans's astonishment, his uncle wasn't upset. Instead, he recognized a spark of ambition and a glimmer of hope for the boy's future. He chose to encourage Hans's growing interest. Seeing the potential in his nephew's passion, his uncle gifted him a pocket watch. It was a modest timepiece, but to Hans it was a priceless treasure. He spent countless hours taking it apart and putting it back together, marveling at its intricate design. This simple act of kindness ignited a passion within Hans. He resolved to master the art of watchmaking. He dreamed of creating timepieces of unmatched beauty and precision. At 19, Hans set out on a journey that would define his future. Driven by a deep curiosity and a passion for watchmaking, he left his hometown with dreams of mastering the craft that had captivated him since childhood. With a small suitcase and a map of Europe, Hans ventured into the unknown, heading towards Switzerland, the epicenter of watchmaking, renowned for its precision and craftsmanship. The journey was long and challenging, but Hans was undeterred. The majestic Swiss Alps symbolized the challenges and opportunities that awaited him. Arriving in Le Chaux-de-Fonds, a town nestled in the Jura Mountains, Hans was immediately captivated by its vibrant watchmaking community. The air was filled with the rhythmic ticking of countless workshops, each a testament to the town's rich horological heritage. Le Chaux-de-Fonds was a bustling hub of innovation and tradition where master watchmakers and eager apprentices worked side by side. Hans secured an apprenticeship with a local watchmaker, eager to learn the secrets of the trade. The workshop was a place of wonder, filled with the scent of oil and metal and the sound of tiny gears clicking into place. Hans embraced his apprenticeship with unwavering dedication, spending long hours at his workbench, mastering the delicate art of shaping and assembling minuscule components. The work was painstaking, but Hans found joy in every challenge and every tiny victory. He learned to cut gears with microscopic accuracy, to polish pivots to a mirror finish, and to regulate the delicate balance spring that governed the heartbeat of a timepiece. Each task required immense patience and a steady hand, qualities that Hans cultivated with every passing day. Hans immersed himself in the world of horology, studying the works of master watchmakers, and experimenting with new materials and techniques. His talent was undeniable, and his passion for innovation was unquenchable. Hans possessed a natural aptitude for the intricacies of watchmaking and an unquenchable thirst for innovation. He was not content with merely following in the footsteps of others. He sought to push the boundaries of what was possible. His relentless pursuit of excellence and his innovative spirit would soon set him apart in the world of horology. The young apprentice was on the path to becoming a master in his own right. His journey had only just begun, but the future was already looking bright. With each passing day, Hans grew more confident in his abilities, ready to leave his mark on the world of watchmaking. After mastering his craft in the Swiss heartland, where watchmaking was revered as both art and science, Hans felt a deep yearning for more. The tranquil mountain villages and meticulous workshops had instilled in him the virtues of patience and precision, yet he couldn't shake the feeling that his true destiny lay beyond the familiar Swiss landscapes. Hans was drawn to new challenges. The thought of exploring unknown territories thrilled him. He spent countless nights studying maps, dreaming of cities where his skills could flourish and his ambitions could soar. London, the vibrant heart of the British Empire, called to him with the promise of opportunity. It was a city where fortunes were made and lost, where the streets buzzed with the energy of progress and innovation. The allure of London was irresistible to a young man with dreams as vast as Hans. In 1905, at the age of 24, Hans embarked on a new chapter, carrying with him a suitcase full of dreams and a heart brimming with ambition. The journey to London was not just a physical one. It was a leap into a world of possibilities and uncertainties. He found London to be a city of stark contrasts, a place of immense wealth and grinding poverty, of grand ambitions and crushing disappointments. The grandeur of the city was shadowed by the harsh realities faced by many of its inhabitants. He quickly realized that establishing himself in this fiercely competitive city would be no easy feat. The cobblestone streets were filled with people chasing their own dreams, and the markets buzzed with the relentless hustle of daily life. His initial attempts to establish himself met with resistance. His limited funds dwindled. Each rejection was a blow to his spirit, but he refused to let it break him. He knew that every setback was a lesson, every failure a step closer to success. He found himself struggling to make ends meet, forced to take on odd jobs to survive. From manual labor to menial tasks, Hans did whatever it took to keep his dream alive. The days were long and the work was hard, but he never lost sight of his goal. But Hans was not a man easily deterred. His determination was unwavering, his vision clear. He spent his nights sketching watch designs, each stroke of the pencil a testament to his enduring passion. He refused to let adversity extinguish the fire that burned within him. Late into the night he worked tirelessly, driven by the belief that his perseverance would one day pay off. He had faced hardship before, and he knew that success was often born out of perseverance. Each obstacle was a challenge to be overcome, each hardship a test of his resolve. He continued to work on his watch designs, convinced that he could create something truly exceptional. His passion for watchmaking was his guiding light, and he believed that with enough dedication, he could turn his dreams into reality. In 1905, destiny brought Alfred Davis into Hans Wilsdorf's life. Recognizing Hans's exceptional talent and drive, Davis proposed a partnership. They combined their limited resources to establish a watchmaking company, naming it Wilsdorf and Davis. They set up a humble workshop in London's Hatton Garden, a hub for the jewelry trade. Their mission was bold: to craft wristwatches of unparalleled quality and precision, redefining industry standards. At that time, wristwatches were seen as novelties, mainly worn by women. Men typically used pocket watches, which were considered more reliable and masculine. Hans envisioned a future where wristwatches would dominate, not just as fashion items, but as precision instruments. He believed that wristwatches, with their practicality and convenience, could transform timekeeping. Hans dedicated himself to his craft, ensuring each timepiece was made with meticulous attention to detail. Hans Wilsdorf had an extraordinary knack for predicting and influencing market trends. Born in 1881, Wilsdorf was a visionary who looked beyond the norms of his era. He had an acute sense of future possibilities and was always ahead in grasping the changing needs of society. He understood that the world was on the brink of transformation, and with it, people's relationship with time. The early 1900s were marked by rapid advancements and societal changes. People were beginning to lead faster, more dynamic lives, necessitating a new way to keep track of time. The pocket watch, once a staple for the discerning gentleman, was becoming less practical in an era defined by speed and mobility. As people navigated bustling city streets and traveled by train or automobile, the need for a more accessible timekeeping device became clear. The pocket watch, with its need to be retrieved and opened, couldn't keep up with modern demands. The rise of the automobile, a symbol of freedom and progress, further underscored the limitations of the pocket watch. Drivers needed to keep their hands on the wheel and their eyes on the road, making a wrist-worn timepiece far more practical. The increasing pace of modern life, with its constant movement and urgency, demanded a new approach to timekeeping. People needed to check the time at a glance without interrupting their activities. The demands of a rapidly industrializing world pointed towards the need for a more convenient and reliable way to tell time. Factory workers, engineers and businessmen required a timepiece that could withstand the rigors of their daily routines while providing accurate timekeeping. Hans knew that the wristwatch, with its inherent portability and ease of use, was the answer. He envisioned a world where the wristwatch would become an essential tool for everyone, from the everyday worker to the elite professional. But convincing a skeptical public to embrace the wristwatch as a serious timepiece was no easy task. Many people, especially men, were set in their ways and viewed the wristwatch with suspicion. They saw it as a novelty, a passing trend that lacked the gravitas of the traditional pocket watch. Men, in particular, were resistant to the idea, viewing it as a feminine fad. The wristwatch was often associated with women's fashion, and many men were reluctant to adopt something they perceived as less masculine. Undeterred, Hans embarked on a campaign to change public perception. He understood that to succeed he needed to demonstrate the wristwatch's practicality and reliability in real-world situations. He began by targeting specific professions where the practicality of a wristwatch would be undeniable: aviators, explorers, and military officers. These were men of action who demanded both precision and reliability in their timepieces. Military officers in particular found the wristwatch to be an invaluable tool. In the trenches of World War I, the ability to quickly and easily check the time could mean the difference between life and death. The wristwatch proved its worth in the most challenging and dangerous conditions. He equipped explorers and adventurers with his wristwatches, transforming them into testimonials of accuracy and durability in the most extreme conditions. These brave individuals became ambassadors for the wristwatch, showcasing its reliability and practicality in the harshest environments. Through their experiences, the wristwatch began to earn its place as an essential tool for modern life.